How's it going? Good. Well, thank you, MTV. There you are. Most of all, thank you all out there, all of you out there, because you've allowed me to make the films that I've wanted to make and to entertain you and to make my dreams a reality.
They were once the most talked about couple in the world. Tom Cruise, the action superstar with a megawatt smile and a deep devotion to Scientology, and Katie Holmes, America's girl next door, fresh off her success as Joey Potter on Dawson's Creek. Their romance felt like a Hollywood fairy tale, bold, unexpected, and too dazzling to last. But behind the flashbulbs and red carpets, a quieter story was unfolding, one of control, isolation, quiet rebellion, and a mother's determination to save her daughter from a life she didn't choose. The spark, from fan to fiancé. Katie had once confessed in 17 magazine that Tom was her dream man. Soon after her engagement to an actor, Chris Klein ended, fate, or perhaps something more orchestrated, brought her and Cruise together. Media frenzy erupted, and their whirlwind romance moved at lightning speed. Just weeks after they began dating, Tom professed his love on Oprah, famously jumping on her couch. It was love, loud, passionate, and to some, it could be unsettling. A proposal in Paris, a baby on the way. Tom proposed atop the Eiffel Tower in 2005. Not long after, the couple announced they were expecting. But this wasn't a typical celebrity pregnancy. Tom bought a sonogram machine to monitor their baby at home, a move that raised eyebrows among medical professionals. In April 2006, Suri Cruise was born in silence. At least that's what Scientology dictated. The church, founded by L. Ron Hubbard, believes words during childbirth can traumatize the baby. Holmes reportedly agreed, but many wondered how she truly felt about embracing such practices. A wedding of warnings. Later that year, the couple married in a $3.5 million Scientology ceremony in an Italian castle. But not everyone celebrated. Katie's Catholic parents had concerns from the start, especially about Tom's commitment to the church. Though they eventually attended the wedding, it was clear their support came with quiet discomfort. Actress Leah Remini, then a Scientologist herself, recalled odd moments. From the unusually long wait before Katie walked down the aisle to vows that included Tom promising her a pan, a comb, and a cat. It was grand, strange, and already felt more scripted than sincere. The walls close in. Over the years, those close to Katie noticed changes. She became withdrawn, distant from friends and family. Some described her demeanor as robotic. She appeared to be constantly monitored. One journalist noted she always seemed to be performing, endlessly calling Tom amazing, as if reading from a cue card. Scientology's presence loomed large. Former insiders alleged that even Katie's friends were vetted or replaced, and some said the church tried to mold her into a perfect partner. Actress Nazanin Boniadi was reportedly vetted to date Cruise before Holmes, undergoing a process that involved surveillance and submission. Katie's bold escape. Then, in June 2012, after 5 years of marriage, Katie made a move no one saw coming. She filed for divorce, swiftly, secretly, and strategically. Her father, an attorney, had helped her prepare, including a watertight prenup. The divorce was finalized in just 11 days. What shocked the world even more than the speed of the split was Tom's apparent lack of awareness. In later interviews, he admitted he hadn't seen it coming. To be 50, and this is what life throws at you, he said, reflecting on the fallout. Katie walked away with full custody of Suri, who was just 6 at the time. The settlement included $400,000 per year in child support until Suri turned 18. While substantial by most standards, it was modest compared to Tom Cruise's vast fortune. Additionally, Cruise agreed to cover all of Suri's major expenses, including medical care. Still, some insiders believe that Katie Holmes intentionally accepted a lower financial settlement to secure greater control over Suri's life, particularly in decisions about her education and religious upbringing. By not pushing for a larger payout, Holmes may have ensured minimal influence from Scientology, creating a boundary that protected Suri from its reach. A mother's mission: protecting Suri. In a deposition, Cruz was asked whether Holmes left to protect Suri from Scientology. He bristled at the question, but ultimately admitted it was one of her reasons. Former Scientologist Jenna Miscavige Hill, niece of church leader David Miscavige, applauded Katie's courage, knowing firsthand how difficult it is to leave. Katie and Suri relocated to New York City, far from Scientology headquarters, far from Cruz's inner circle. And for the next decade, Tom and Suri would not be seen together, not even once. Growing up without a father. As Tom maintained close ties with his two adopted children, Connor and Isabella, both devout Scientologists, Suri was raised largely without him. While he occasionally spoke of her in interviews, their absence from each other's lives was hard to ignore. Despite being father and daughter, Tom Cruise and Suri's relationship has long appeared distant, a silence that many attribute to the rigid boundaries imposed by Scientology. As Suri stepped into adulthood on April 18th, turning 18, questions resurfaced. Had Tom reconnected with her after all these years, or had the distance only grown wider? For over a decade, Suri was raised solely by her mother, Katie Holmes, who was granted full custody following the couple's 2012 divorce. Together, they maintained a private life far removed from the Hollywood spotlight, and even farther from Tom Cruise, who reportedly has not been seen publicly with his daughter since the split. Under the terms of the divorce, Cruise had agreed to pay in child support, an arrangement set to conclude when Suri turned 18. With that milestone reached, his legal financial responsibilities ended. Still, as one of the highest-paid actors in the world, he could potentially continue covering additional expenses, such as college tuition or medical care. Rumors circulated suggesting Holmes might be concerned about the loss of support, but her attorney, Jonathan Wolfe, dismissed such claims outright, stating that Katie's financial stability remained intact. In truth, Holmes had long been preparing for this transition, both emotionally and practically, as she and Suri embarked on this new chapter together. Even when Suri graduated from high school in 2024, Cruise didn't attend. He was spotted instead in the VIP tent at Taylor Swift's concert, laughing with Hugh Grant and Ashton Kutcher. The contrast, Suri's biggest milestone versus Tom's night out, was stark. The name change that said it all. On her 18th birthday, Suri did something unexpected. She changed her last name. She dropped Cruise and adopted Noel, her mother's middle name. It was a quiet but powerful act, a statement of independence, a signal that her allegiance lay with the woman who raised her, protected her, and stood by her every day of her life. From Suri Cruise to Suri Noel, a life of her own. Now a freshman at Carnegie Mellon University, Suri has begun to shape her future. She keeps a low profile, but her talent is evident. She contributed vocals to her mother's films Alone Together and Rare Objects, singing classic tunes like Blue Moon. Katie beams when speaking about her daughter, calling her an incredible person, and my heart. Their bond is rare, intimate, grounded, and unshaken by years of public scrutiny. They're a team and a family of two who faced the storm and made it out stronger. Meanwhile, in Hollywood, Tom Cruise continues to break barriers. He's filming the next Mission Impossible, and even planning a space movie with NASA and SpaceX. It's an audacious, futuristic project. But back on Earth, one wonders if the relationship that matters most to him is slipping beyond reach. Will they ever reconnect? As Tom chases stars in the sky and Suri builds a life on her own terms, the question remains, Will this father and daughter ever rebuild their bond? Or has time, silence, and ideology made the distance too great? Only time will tell. Subscribe to Past Famous for the latest and most exciting news about your favorite celebrities. Stay updated with exclusive stories, insider details, and all the gossip you won't want to miss.